Ben. How are you?
Good, man. So my name is Benjamin Madrid, and I'm the actor in NoPlace. My character is called Mac. What? Give us your introduction, Peter.
Um, well, first off, you are also co-producer and co-writer. Let's not. I mean, you didn't bury the lead, but you sort of buried the follow.
Right.
I'm co-writer, co-producer, director, and editor of NoPlace. My name is Peter Matsoukas.
Let me go back for a second to the beginning to let people know, because I think it's my favorite is when you come up with an idea and it's nothing. Ideas are sort of like water; they're really nothing. And now, it's a thing. We have people, and there's footage, and there's scripts, and it'll eventually come out and be on a thing, hopefully, whatever that is, and it's a real thing. But in the beginning, it's just an idea, and you're at Starbucks and you're doing nothing, and you're just thinking, I hope this could be a thing. But tell everybody how the beginning happened with sort of you and I, and you, really. It started with you.
Well, I made a short film in 2018 called Mr. Not Too Bad, and you were in that short film in a supporting cast. And we met each other, and we had a nice day or so on set. And then I kept running into you or seeing you around town, seeing you at Starbucks. I wanted to write and create a feature film, and that was my goal for 2019. And actually, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. We shot Mr. Not Too Bad in 2017.
Okay.
I started seeing you in 2018. It was my goal to make the film in 2018, but it took some time to write a script. But I just kept seeing you, and I'm like, wow, this is a guy who could actually be a collaborator and someone who I could actually write for and base the film around, because I thought you had certain acting chops and physical tools and things that we could mold around you.
Right.
And then that was a process of a few months, from say September 2018 to March 2019, when we shot the film, or shot the majority of the film. And there have been all these things happening in between, but to have the film almost done now in April 2020, the film was nothing. It was an idea. Yeah. And now it's something so tangible that people have put hundreds of, or thousands, and my case, probably tens of thousands of work hours into.
Sure.
Money spent, people employed. It's incredible that now that there's going to be something that exists that's the product of all these many months and hours of work into this one idea, and that it's a film.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think I remember, so from the beginning, I remember kind of running into you a lot at a Starbucks where I work a lot from. I'm an addict, as you'll see. This is actual coffee. And I kept running into you, and you said you had this idea, and I said, great, I really want to be a part of something big. I was sort of ready to leave the kind of commercial world and start doing more films and really take something on that was gonna, I knew, take a year or a year and a half or whatever to do. And I have a lot of contacts, so I know a lot of really good actors, which it's like, if I get a big part in this, I want to put the absolute best people I can, so that I'm not afraid of that. They'll just make me look better. They'll make all of us look better. So that was what I think I thought I could bring to the table. And then we would set up dates that you were going to complete things. And then it sounds simple, but this is why things never get done. You would set up dates, and then you would just do the thing you said you were going to do. I know that sounds like, oh, that's so simple. That's why stuff doesn't get made. Like, if we show people your notebook, I always joke that it looks like a serial killer's notebook, because you cross off these days, and you're very detailed, and you're very goal oriented, I think. And you would just be like, in 10 days, we're going to do this thing. And then in 10 days, I'm going to have this draft. And then in 10 days, I'm going to have this draft. And then you would just go do it. Where are you writing the script from, by the way?
I was, I guess, just going around town to coffee shops for the most part, writing in the mornings before work. A project like this, you know, I'm not getting paid to make this film. If I don't have the will to do it, it won't get made. So, you know, if I can't be motivated and set deadlines for myself, then nothing's going to happen. You know,
Right.
you need a lot of things to sort of go your way to make an independent feature film. But for the most part, you need to have the will to do it. And, you know, you don't necessarily even have to have talent. I mean, you can make a really crappy film,
Sure.
but you know, you can have all the talent in the world. If you can't make your deadlines, if you can't motivate people to come and work and perform at their best, then you're not going to have anything.
Right.
So yeah, we just had to keep setting deadlines and making them. And then, you know, aside from you being a great actor and me wanting to work with you, the fact that you were a producer, you could help, you helped me put it together, and provide sort of the infrastructure, along with other producers to help get it made, because I couldn't get it made without other people giving more of themselves and, you know, not breaking the bank to do that.
Yeah.
It's really the love of making an independent project.
Right. Yeah. And trusting that people are going to get it done. And that was
Yeah.
my, of this entire process, my favorite thing has been the process of doing that, sitting down, walking through the script with you and talking about what this character might do and who he votes for and what he listens to and all that kind of stuff that I would build, and then sort of bring that to you and say, here's what I think he would say. And we changed, the script got changed a little along the way, as it does. And so yeah, I've loved that process. I'm already feeling the downer of this thing coming out, and then what am I like? I've enjoyed the process so much that I look forward. You know, you just wake up every day and you're like, there's this thing I'm working on. That's what I want to just continue to do, hopefully for forever. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So
Great.
yeah, I've lost track of time, but I was going to ask you, during this process, what are some things that you were not expecting that were very, I mean, besides Bob, the sound guy, who was, let's face it, just so ridiculous on set. I'm teasing. He's like the sweetest guy. What did you find was really difficult that you just weren't expecting, even though you'd done a bunch of short films? This is a big feature, all that kind of stuff. What were you surprised at?
I think I was surprised that I liked the producing as much as I did. And I liked juggling everything. I was surprised by the sort of the issues locking people down as crew people.
Right.
I of course I understand the fact that people had to work on more lucrative jobs and ours were paid probably 1/5 of what those jobs were.
Right.
But it was the constant shuffling of key crew people. But because we had a lot of great depth in our sort of roster of people who could fill in, and incredible producing, I mean, especially from Derek Tao, who is super tied in with the indie film community.
Yeah.
Derek Tao and Greg Malone and Mike Janssen, of course. But it just, I think it was the fact that we were able to keep rolling and not really miss a beat. And that was certainly challenging and surprising. But I think in the end run, it turned out well. And of course, Bob Haggard on sound, one of the only crew members who was there every day. And sound was the thing I was most worried about.
Right.
And having him on set every day definitely put my mind at ease a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob's the best. That's why it's easy to bust him up a little bit, because there's nothing you can say about him. He's such a fun guy. It's like Jeff, who was I don't know what his title ended up being in the end. He's like a lead grip, but he's been on Hoosiers.
He was Gaffer.
Gaffer. He's been on everything on the planet in Indiana. If you're making a movie and he's not on it, I don't know what you're doing. Probably not making a movie. we did have one major thing that happened here that we could talk about. Right in the middle of production with our DP.
Yes.
You want to talk about that? That's such a major thing in the middle of this.
Yeah, that was difficult. Mike Jans, who's a co-producer on the film, and the DP had to leave our production for a few days to work on a different project. It was a project that he couldn't turn down,
Right.
and
Right in the middle of it, wasn't it?
yeah, right in the middle. So we contacted David Yosha, who has been a big force in Indianapolis as a DP for a number of years. And I had really never met him outside of maybe at a party or something, but he was recommended by Mike Jans and Greg Malone. And he was just incredibly gracious with his time and his talent, and wanting to come in and work on the project for, I think he was on it for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And we just didn't miss a beat. And then Mike Jans came back and finished, but we were able to meld both DPs into one cohesive look, I believe.
Yeah.
And he was really a joy to work with. And Mike Jans is a really skilled DP. To get someone else like David Yosha in was just incredible that he would help us like that, because without him, our production would have been in trouble.
I think. Yeah.
So that was really, it was tough, to be honest, but we persevered, and he was a real pleasure to work with, and kind of the unsung hero of our film, David Yosha, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It was interesting to me, being a commercial actor and working all over the Midwest, but starting out in Indianapolis and around, Indiana, Illinois, that kind of thing. You see these kind of 4 or 5 kind of titans of that world over the past decade, the commercial world. And I always look to the crew when I'm seeing who's filming movies, and there aren't very many movies being shot right now. There just aren't very many. Maybe some documentaries here and there, but there's very few fiction. I can't remember the last one I saw. Maybe some sci-fi being shot. But these guys that we had on this legitimized the film totally. Every time I would hear about David Yosha, I'd be like, oh, I shot one of my first commercials ever with Dave. Greg Malone, of course, I've done tons of work with Greg and his company. Derek, I've only known recently, but I have a business that I work with him all the time. The caliber of people on this, I think, continued to bring in better and better caliber of people. And that wasn't all my commercial experience either. I think sometimes you would just come to me and be like, you ever heard of this guy? And I'd be like, oh, I totally know that guy. That's amazing. Because there just aren't very many great ones. And there were some that are really good in Indianapolis that weren't on the movie. They just weren't doing the film, or we didn't get in touch with them, or whatever the case was. So they're not the only guys, but we had some real pillars on this one.
We did. We really did. I mean,
so for sure,
we were very lucky, and it wasn't a huge crew, but we had the key people on this film, from our DPs to Julie Powers in makeup, to Bob Haggard and Jeff Lint and Carter Campbell, and an assortment of grips and PAs. It just, it was a really good group of people, and it was a real pleasure. Not to mention all of our fantastic actors,
right.
Afton Shepard, Forba Shepard, Hugo Bolden coming in hot.
Yeah.
Hugo, our man Hugo Bolden, Carrington Shorter,
right,
from Marion University.
Blaze.
Yes,
Blaze Nally. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and not to mention Rick Payne, also a co-producer.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that we should actually talk about the Burnside Inn as well. Just because that was another thing that saved us in shooting this low-budget film, is the fact we were able to shoot so much of it at Burnside Inn, the bar on Mass Ave, and just shoot like every single room in that bar for, I think it was like 10 to 15 different scenes in 2 days. So that was really a feat of efficiency and skillful, like low budget filmmaking, being able to shoot in each room for different scenes and just get it all scheduled and shot. And Jans shot one day and Yosha shot the other.
Right.
And I believe you were in every single one of those scenes. So just like jumping from the bathroom to the basement to outside, to, it was just insane. But we were able to do it. And without that location, we wouldn't have been able to make the budget and the schedule that we did. So again, kind of, it was kind of a really nice surprise that we were able to do that.
Yeah, it's about a 3-story building in downtown Indianapolis. Yeah, it really did kind of look different from place to place. We shot it as two bars. We shot it shot in the basement, and we shot all 4 levels.
Yeah.
We shot in the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's a shot in the bathroom at one point. We shot a pool scene. We shot outside on the what do you call it? The emergency staircase outside. Fire escape. Mm-hmm. We shot everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what we'd have done without that, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, and I guess, and also the box as well. That was a lot of that was when we shot scenes in October. But yeah, I mean, we shot 6 or 7 different scenes in there as well. So
yeah, absolutely. Those people were monumental to us. Well, eventually we'll get to talking about the script. I suppose maybe we'll have to do this again and then talk about some of the actors and that we all talked about technical stuff today.
Yeah, I know.
Sort of the direction I went. So at the end here, what can people expect? What do we know? I'll let you tell us what we know of when they can see it, how they can see it. Some of those things we can answer, some we can't.
Yeah, we're still in the process of finishing the film. The film is to our colorist, Jacob Belinsky, and our sound mixer, Kent Vernon, and we're just tweaking the sound and color. Still working on some licensing and stuff like that, but the film should be done in April. Yeah. And then from there, we'll see. I mean, we're trying to get the film out there as best we can. And, whether it's festivals or just, getting distribution, that's our goal, to get the film out there so people can see it.
But it's got legs, so.
Yeah, I think so. I'm definitely excited about the film's prospects.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay. But it's when you're in quarantine, you have to dream outside of your house, right? So
yeah, that's right.
And this is a good, I guess this is one reason why we're doing this, right? Because it's not like we can hang out and shoot stuff, but I feel like this might be a good way for us to communicate to the people who follow the film. So
yeah, I hope so. It was a blast. I'm excited for people to see stuff. They can go see the trailer at NoPlaceIndieFilm.com. There was a nice little article and a write-up in the Indie Star lately, and nobody from the film so far has COVID, thankfully. We're all here,
as far as we know. But yes, we're all here and safe, and we hope that we're safe as well.
Okay, good to talk to you, Pete, and let's talk to everybody else soon. We'll put out some more of these things with some other cast members.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Ben. Have a great day.
Take it easy. You too, man. See ya.
Bye.